Pro-Russian demonstrations, at least one turned violent, broke out in major cities in eastern and southern Ukraine on Saturday as that country's political crisis deepened. Potentially adding fuel to the fire, Russia's parliament granted President Vladimir Putin's request to use the country's military in Ukraine. The parliament also recommended Moscow's ambassador to the U.S. be recalled over President Obama's comments on Friday, warning Russia that there would be cost to pay for any military intervention in Ukraine. The Russian vote formalized what Ukrainian officials have described as a military invasion and occupation of the strategic peninsula, where pro-Russian sentiment runs high. Crimea's pro-Russian prime minister took control of the region's security forces on Saturday and called on President Putin for backup. The move comes just 1 week after protesters seeking closer ties to the European Union and distance from Russia forced the ouster of Ukraine's president. The leaders of Germany and the European Commission were among those on Saturday expressing concern over the situation in Crimea, and they called on Russia to respect Ukraine's sovereignty. On a day like this, our thoughts go out to the people in Kiev and in Ukraine, German Chancellor Angela Merkel said during a speech in Berlin. They want to experience what we have already been allowed to experience.
These are events that we would consider unthinkable in the 21st century in the European continent.
The Secretary-General reiterates his call for the full respect for and preservation of the independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine. He calls for an immediate restoration of calm and direct dialogue between all concerned to solve the current crisis.
In the capital of Kiev on Saturday, Ukraine's acting president met with the Turkish foreign minister to discuss the upheaval, with the Turkish leader expressing his support for Ukraine's territorial integrity. And hundreds of volunteers gathered in Independence Square to clean up after the months of protests in that city. Hannah Buchdahl, Associated Press.